What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. Today, we got another segment of Podcast Sunday, where me and guests speak on different topics about self-improvement and motivation, personal-wise and business-wise, while also providing some fire gameplay. Appreciate you watching, and let's get into it. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. Do I say that in the intro? I don't even remember. I think.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Welcome back to Podcast Sundays. Today we're doing something a little different, a little special. Get up a little bit closer to the mic so y'all can hear. But yeah, so we're just gonna go off like a little freestyle, do something different, changing up some stuff, getting production a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's not really, can't really give you a topic how I normally do, but still gonna be fire. Still gonna be fire content. So I guess we'll just start off with, how the week went.
Yeah.
How the day's going.
Yeah, so we can just go with a week recap.
Yeah. I mean, again, always have to introduce my cousin Terrence back to the podcast. But yeah, all right, so Terrence, I guess you can start off, because I did all the talking.
Sure. Yeah, so this week, and we could kind of get into it a little bit later on. But, obviously last week we had the loss of Kobebryant, somebody that was, pretty iconic, for a better sense of, that's probably the best way you could put it.
Yeah.
Iconic, memorable person. And, this week, or I guess last week, going into this week, I was kind of thinking, how can I improve my day-to-day, as like, I'm sure a lot of people were thinking, like, how can I improve my day-to-day? How can I get that Mamba mentality that like Kobe had, or how can I improve upon myself?
Exactly.
And it's funny because I hear people talking about this too. It's kind of like, not everybody can like, when a regular person dies, like, you could like adapt to like what a regular person might do. Like, oh, they were very giving, they were very caring, but like not everybody can be like, oh, Mamba mentality. Wake up at like 4 a.m.
That's hard.
That's like actual work.
Mamba.
It's like you're not Kobe. It's like Kobe's one of a kind. Like you could try, but like you can't really. So I've been just trying to like improve, little things. One of the biggest things that I've wanted to really improve on was just, I guess, efficiency, just on the day to day.
Yeah.
I guess, because I've been fortunate lately to have a lot of good news and a lot of positive things happen. It kind of just leads to complacency a little bit, to where you're kind of move out of your normal ways of kind of organization, and you kind of just fall into that routine. So I've just been trying this week to be a little bit more structured with my day, and try to be more efficient, and kind of like change some things around with my daily schedule, just to try to be better. So that's pretty much been my tribute to Kobe. Just like trying to be a better person, and I was at a point where I was just like so fired up. Like Kobe, we're gonna talk about it later, but like Kobe was somebody that was inspirational to me, and I was always somebody that's been really driven and really like laser focused on a goal. And because I've had a chance to like step back from working so hard recently, I've kind of like felt myself losing that, and it makes me scared because I don't want to lose it. And it's always something that I've identified with. So just trying to find that again in whatever I do.
Got you. No, I mean, definitely, like, even for somebody like me that I don't watch sports. I'm not gonna cap and say I watch sports, because I don't.
Right.
But I knew Kobe. Like, I knew him growing up. Everybody shoot a paper to a freaking trash can.
Yeah.
Whose name do you yell? Like,
right.
Who else? You're not yelling Chris Paul, Ray Allen. You're not yelling. I mean, they're great players,
LeBron.
But still, whose name do you yell?
Like when you do when you're doing like a crazy, like when you're on a 7-foot hoop doing a cockback dunk, like you think about LeBron, like LeBron, but like that was something that was even like so little to me that like I took that for granted. Like I didn't even think about Kobe, like you just do that when you're a kid, like off natural like instinct, like you have no idea who taught you that, where you learned it. It's like Kobe.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, just saying that. like from the standpoint of somebody that is not really into basketball, or into sports in general. I mean, I watch here and there. Like I went to a Super Bowl party last Sunday, and I was there.
Right.
I don't watch football, but hey, I was rooting for the Chiefs the whole way. No cap.
You got some money on it?
I mean, they asked me to, but I was like, I'm trying to ball out. I ain't trying to ball out today. But yeah, so even from the standpoint of somebody that doesn't watch sports and stuff like that, his death really had like I would say, an impact. Because like even in the group chat we have, like it's a family group chat, I was expressing that.
Right.
And it's I think just brought back to memory all the different stuff that you can get from a person that you don't even necessarily know that or understand that you're actually getting from that person.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy how much I was actually hurt. Like I was like, I'm about to cry. Like I don't know.
No,
it was weird because that's even, I think, something that everybody should strive for, to have that type of legacy or have that type of effect on people when
100%.
they would, I guess, lose you. That's how I think. That's how I would, me personally, would am striving to be someone that made an impact that was heavy enough that a lot of people feel it and they can learn from it. So that's my personal goal. Not everybody wants to be like that. I'm not gonna sit here and say everybody wants to be, but my personal goal is to make sure that people knew that I lived on the earth. People knew what I did. People followed my example, and they improved their lives, and then by in turn improved their lives, improving other people's lives.
Right.
But yeah, so his death really had an effect on me. Just even bringing that mentality or my goal back to my mind, because just seeing the effect that he had on so many different people that not even people that had nothing to do with sports, people that were just like IG models were out here posting this picture. Like, what are you doing? You have no idea who the man is. But you had everybody posting the dude up, not the dude, posting Kobe up. But yeah, so it was like a ripple effect, and a lot of people, I think, they sat and stopped for at least a second just to think of the different things that they could do better, like how you said how you did your tribute, which is to improve what you were doing daily. And I even had that same effect, because it just shows you how quickly things can change, and it's like people have the mentality of, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to get this done, but you can't really. It's not living in fear, but it's still, you're not going to be guaranteed that you're going to wake up tomorrow. Like people really plan out their weeks expecting them to wake up each and every day out of the week.
It's so regular. Yeah. It's like, think that, like, I don't know. I forget who said the line, and it was like a funny line. It was like a rap song, and it was a rap lyric, and it was like, they say I'm not going to wake, they say like today could be the last day, and then like the person, he's like, I don't know, he's like, today could be the last day, but I'm still alive, like I'm still here, like I still woke up. Like they said like, take every day for granted. Today could be your last day, but I woke up. Like kind of like dissing that mentality. That's like, today could be your last day. It's like, oh well, I'm here every single day. Now what? Like,
but you never know, because like, I mean, I even had a recent experience. It was my neighbor that's like right next to my house that I known ever since I moved here from like 5 or something like that. He actually just recently passed away. It was before the year even started. Like he passed away in his sleep. So it's no matter how young you are, because his daughter, which was also got me upset, because she was only 13. So you can't like I said, it's not a mindset of fear that you're, I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow. What is the purpose of doing anything if I'm not even going to wake up and stuff like that? I don't know why I use that voice. But yeah, so you go.
No, I think that's 100%. And I was like thinking about that too, because I was really emotional about it, just because, I played basketball my whole life pretty much, and in sports and in general, Kobe was always somebody I looked up to. I remember being younger, and he, you know, Nike basketball on YouTube has like these things called signature skills where they basically go through certain players, like their signature moves, and break it down so that you could like practice your own. So I remember, you know, always looking up Kobe's signature skills, LeBron, like all these different people, and then also just away from basketball, just watching all the documentaries, the ESPN documentaries, whatever the case may be, of just him waking up at early in the morning. They follow him in the car to go into workout. That's his first workout of the day. He's done by 6 a.m.
Sheesh.
Then he, you know, when they practiced, like the team practiced, that was like his second workout. So it was always just something that motivated me to always like want to work harder. And like you were saying about the legacy thing, you know, that's the first thing that I thought about, and that's what kind of was the most emotional part for me, because I was thinking about, like, honestly, like the week before, I was thinking about like, yo, what if anything happened to me, like how would I be, you know, remembered? If anything happened, like what is my, like, what are people gonna say, like when they pull up to your funeral, or how are people gonna be impacted by your successes or how you behaved? And I just thought about like Kobe. I'm like, he literally, his impact is exactly what he intended it to be. And he like strove to have that legacy and have that impact. And just knowing that, you know, like you said, like his daughter Gianna is not able to fulfill that, and just knowing that like he gave everything, and like he wanted to be more than an athlete. And like that's something that I like take to heart too, where it's just, ever since I've been an athlete, I always want to be more. I didn't want people just looking at me as like that tall kid that just plays ball. I want people to look at you from like, you know, the full 360. And he was just retired, and he was able to fulfill that more than an athlete pursuit. And you know, it gets cut short. And then you know, people are gonna always remember him for his basketball, because he never got to truly fulfill that. You know, he won his Oscar. And that's great and all, but like there's, I'm sure, so many different things that he was ready to get, you know, start doing. Not even from like the perspective of just like fans and stuff, but also just like his personal life.
Got you. No, definitely.
Which is like,
definitely
sucks.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's even another thing that like, well, another thing that happens when like people like pass away, like even with Nipsey, like a lot of people didn't realize what they had accomplished within their life, just based off of, because they had this big, I guess you could say, first personality, which was Nipsey's was rapping. So everybody just related him to rapping, so they never knew of the other things that he had done. But when he passed away, they started to look into it, and then now they realize all the different stuff that he was actually into, and what he was like. He was setting up meetings with like councils and talking about gun control and stuff like that.
That's a messed up part about our society.
Yeah, exactly. They don't.
Like,
that's That was what I was like, getting into. It's like they don't.
Yeah, it's just like, it's literally like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, you know, you'll go on Instagram, and like it would be like your favorite rapper, favorite athlete, and they'll be posted about, like, let's say they post about like donating to charity. It's like, oh, I love that they're donating. The first top comment, 1,000, 10,000 likes would be like, I love that they're donating to charity, but you know, why are they posting this? Like, it should be done out of the kindness of your heart, not because you want clout or. It's like maybe they're just posting this to like show that it's a positive energy, or you see like those videos that go viral that are like, oh, the little kid, like the kid gives his classmate like shoes or whatever that it's been wearing the same clothes every day. It's like, I love this, but why does it have to get posted? I was like, dude, why could you just accept that, like, this is some great stuff, share it, so maybe somebody else will get influenced down the line to like do some positivity. Like, why do you have to hate on every single thing?
Exactly.
No, like, and that's why can't we just
That's a sad.
And you post the kid posts his highlight reel. You're never gonna say one negative thing. It's like,
exactly.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, no, that's just the sad part about, because the people that I would say that normally just post that are just people that have an unfulfilled life, so they have to nitpick at every single thing that somebody else does. Like, you'll never see the person that posts that do charity work could do anything like that.
Exactly.
So I don't even know where they come out of.
The person that's saying that is not the person that's out in the streets doing the charity.
They probably never would do that.
Exactly.
But they still, why are you recording it? It's like, but it's that's why you just gotta drown out the negativity, because negativity only comes from people that are unfulfilled within their own life. So they try to nitpick at yours to try and make themselves feel better, because misery loves company. So
it's
just if they see you're doing good,
I just thought about this. It's like a reverse ego.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you think by putting your ego aside, or like, you think by not posting something is putting your ego aside. Yeah. But you addressing the fact that somebody's posting something and telling them to not post it is like literally you saying that, oh, I want to show that I don't have an ego by having an ego. Yeah. And it just makes no sense.
Yeah, no.
Like, why can't... I don't know. Like, but it kind of going back, like, track on with the Kobe thing. It's like, people will never will allow that to happen. Like, where you post about your good stuff, that'll never get the most likes. That'll never get the most love. Yeah. But then again, people are like yelling at you to, oh, like, well, how come these athletes don't like give their money to charity?
So, exactly.
It's like, oh, but if they posted about it all the time, you're gonna say, oh, it's just a tax write-off. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm tired. I hate it.
But so I think we had gotten into that from the Nipsey thing. But with Kobe, I would say one thing that I had learned about. I probably had saw it when it first came out, but I didn't even remember about his Oscar-winning thing. Yeah. His Oscar-winning short film, and I actually watched it. A couple times after that, and it was just something that I probably saw it when it first came out, because I think they played it when he first retired or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
And
No, go ahead.
But it just shows the different avenues of a person that you don't know about. And you can't really just judge a person based off of their one big success, which his was basketball, of course. Right. But it's, like I said, even while, I would say in my personal, like I said, I'm trying to strive towards that. Yeah. I would say that I would just have to, or anybody that's trying to strive towards that, you would just have to don't worry about anybody. That's all I can say, because
what would you want your, like, if you were to be immortalized, like, how would you want it to be? Like, what do you because I guess the idea of, at least for me, as far as like being immortalized, like Kobe's immortalization is not like the fadeaway, in my opinion. People are not going to be like, oh, like, I want to do the fadeaway just like Kobe. It's going to be like, I want to have work ethic. Yeah, like work Kobe. Ethic. That's what that Mamba mentality. Like, when I like, so like, what is that for you? Like, what do you want? Like, what is the Zeph mentality, or like how do you want to like pass on to people in that way? This is kind of a morbid conversation, but like also like a it's also like a realistic one, because like you could express these things during your life too.
Yeah. Let's see, how would I?
Like, the first thing that you want people to cut, like when they comes to their mind, like oh, Zeph was
got you.
Blank.
Zeph was somebody that actually cared, I guess you could say. Somebody that was knowledgeable and could actually help you, and actually cared about people that, I don't know. It's kind of hard to have a cut and dry.
I think the best, I guess, to reword it, it would be like, I want to start working harder because of Kobe. Like, I want to be more efficient in my life because of Kobe. So it's like, I want to do XYZ because Zeph did XYZ. So like, what would yours be?
Well, I think a lot of what I would want the world to, like I said, take from me I don't know. That's a difficult question to think about.
Yeah.
Because like so many different things that I want to pass on. So it's not. I wouldn't say I have a cut dry answer. Because there's so many different things that I would want people to take from me. I don't know.
I mean, you talked about the caring. You talked about the caring thing.
Yeah.
Like somebody that like if I were to say, I would probably say like pretty much what you were trying to say is just like, Zeph was somebody that was always willing to go the extra mile to make somebody's day. Like even in your videos, how you ended like, oh, have a great day, like enjoy the rest of your day, like always genuinely cared about how other people felt. Yeah. So like,
I didn't even realize I was doing that. That's just me.
I'm not a psychologist, but I mean, come on.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't realize those things. Like, I think for me, like I was thinking about this hard because I was thinking about this literally like, because what made me emotional about Kobe, like I said, is just like he did it. Like he accomplished, that impactful legacy, and everybody that said, hey, I remember Kobe for these reasons. These are the reasons I love Kobe. Is they all said the same thing: the work ethic, the family man, etc. So
yeah.
I mean, for me, I think because I was thinking about this, I'd probably want to be something where it's like, it would probably be something like work ethic too. I think everybody around me would be like, yeah, I just like always worked hard to like be the best I could be at what I was trying to do.
I guess you could say one thing that you kind of talk about a lot is the just make sure that you're putting out quality,
right?
And you can say that you want people to remember you by just keeping high standard for yourself.
Yeah.
Not settling for mediocre for yourself.
Yeah.
So to just keep that high standard for yourself and don't allow yourself to go below what you know you can achieve or accomplish.
Right. Or even like what you don't know you can achieve. I think that's one of the biggest things that I kind of like am starting to learn for myself. Just like you really don't know until you're there. Like you don't know anything until you know, like you know something.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's and I'll probably have a different, I don't know. I'll probably have not a different answer, but I'll probably have a more articulated answer in the future.
Oh yeah.
Once I kind of get it all together, but I just know the impact part is what I strive to be. Because like I believe I got it from. I believe it really stuck in my mind, just the impact part of when my grandfather actually passed away. It was, I had a feeling of course I was sad.
Yeah.
But I had a feeling of that. To me, he was such like a great person. He was a great man.
Yeah.
But nobody knew about him. It's like it was only the people that were close around him knew about him.
Right.
So I feel as though such a great person in my eyes. Not that it's not that it's like a waste.
Yeah, should touch more. Wish they touched more people, I guess.
Yeah. But it's just that I feel like in my mind I felt like he should have been known, or that people should have known that he existed on this earth. So
right.
I want to I would say I want to just make sure that people know that I existed on the planet Earth in this time period.
Right.
And they can get something from my existence. Like even with like Dr. Martin Luther King is one of the people that everybody will know existed for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Just because of it. I mean, he was young too. Like it just shows you that it's not an age that you can have that type of legacy.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and I was thinking about that exact same thing, like how do you expand, especially if you're young, like you die young, like if you die at 13, like Gigi did, like there's no way that you could touch, like you only are talking about Gigi because of her affiliation with Kobe. But she wasn't able to touch all these different people individually herself. Because she was young. But I think the biggest thing to be able to cement that is just, your grandfather. I didn't know him too well, but the biggest thing, when people talk about their impact over a vast amount of people, is just how many people are you interacting with on the daily? How many people are you making true connections with? If you go to the bagel shop. Every single day, and you know the employees, and you're nice to them, and you're caring to them, and they, you make their day better every time you come in. And 5 years later, they find out that you passed away. They're going to be impacted by that, and they'll be like, I'm going to want to be a better person because this person was a better person. I'm sad. But if you never
made those interactions,
if you never make those interactions, that's like the biggest thing. And for me, also, it's kind of like with my basketball tournament, that's like an easy way to impact 100 people, because I'm just putting on an event that 100 people are going to, and just because not everybody's going to have a deep connection to me, but they might be like, oh, that founder of the tournament died, that was a great tournament, I had a fun day that day,
exactly,
little things like that. This is super morbid conversation, but
I mean it just makes you think life. Because we're going based off of a death of somebody, but it's where we have to just make sure. It's just you have to make sure that you're getting you're not just stuck on the death part. You're stuck. You get past the death part and you learn from not the death but the life. That was. I like what I just said. As you learn from the death, dang yo.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, because when you get past the actual idea of the loss, and it still doesn't feel real that somebody like this could tragically pass away like that. But when you get past that initial feeling of oh, I can't believe this, you kind of then start looking back, and every time, I remember the first couple of days, every time I would see something about Kobe, because that's all my timeline was just flooded on Instagram with Kobe, and once I got past that part and how hard it was to see all those things, you kind of start appreciating the fact that this guy lived a very fulfilled life, and you kind of, you feel more sad for, you feel more sad for, the people that, didn't get to necessarily live a fulfilled life, like his daughter and obviously the other folks on the plane.
Oh, yeah, and also rest in peace to all the other people on the plane. I mean, that's another thing that people didn't really talk too much about it. They mentioned it, but there were other people also on the plane.
Yeah.
That
I think it's just Kobe. Kobe's legacy is just so great. Astronomical. That it's you can't put a I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just it just overshadows. No, but I mean, I mean, I don't know if you would say that it's messed up. It's just because his legacy was so great that it's just hard to get past that and just realize the different things that also transpired.
Right.
So
it's also a money.
Yeah.
It's a business. So Kobe impacted many people's pockets as well as spirits. He's gonna get more news coverage.
Exactly.
And etc. Exactly. But
but R.I.P. to all the other people that were involved in the crash.
Of course.
So I would say my last take, which I'll just repeat what I said because I think that was just such a great thing to say. Make sure you acknowledge the death. You are sad about the death. You get your emotions out. But after you get past the death, you learn from the life that they lived.
Absolutely. And I just want to end off too, before we close out, a memorable story that I learned that kind of motivated me, especially in my grind as I was a pre-med student in college, and working all those long days, and all your friends are having fun and enjoying their lives while you're in the library constantly every single day. No fun, no balance, which is personally my personal fault for not having a balance. But when you're trying to go for a goal so hard, and I'm sure Kobe could attest to this, you don't see, you're willing to make that sacrifice. But hearing the story of Jay Williams tells it, and I'm sure other players would tell the same story, but he's played in the league 1 year, I believe, and they were going up against Kobe, and he's at the arena going to work out before the game. So Jay's at the arena going to work out before the game, and he sees Kobe warming up or working out. He's getting ready to finish his workout, and Jay could tell that he's getting ready to finish his workout, and he's been there for a while. Jay laces up, starts his workout. Kobe's still working out. He continues to work out. Jay finishes his workout. Kobe's still going hard, working out, going hard. He's like, there's no way that this dude is going to have the energy to beat us tonight. Like, he's going to be so tired. He's going full throttle 3 times the amount of time that I worked out here.
Sheesh.
And this is Jay. Like, Jay's a young guy at this point. He's probably like 22, 23. Kobe's probably a little bit older.
Yeah.
But, of course, Kobe destroys them.
Dang.
And then after the game, Jay goes up to Kobe like, why were you working out for that long? He's like, well, I was getting ready to wrap up my workout, but I saw you walked in, and I didn't want you to think that you could outwork me. so he stayed triple the time to prove that point. And that kind of resonated with me because I remember, when I was in undergrad in the library, I would have that same mentality of like I would be in the library before, and I'd be ready to wrap up, but I'd see like other people just start strolling in 8, 9 o'clock at night, starting to study for the first time.
Yeah.
I'd just continue working,
and
then I'd watch them leave around midnight, and while I continue to work, and I would get hyped off that, and I would get hyped off of like, I know that. No, these same kids that are in my class, like talking in class while I'm trying to listen and focus. They're goofing around. Like, I would get hype off of seeing them leave the library
before you,
or come in after I started and leave before I left. And it's like that first one in, last one out mentality. Always getting to things early, on time, being super prepared. Like you said with me, like putting out a quality product at all times. That's something that, work ethic wise, I always say. When I was growing up, like I modeled my game after like LeBron and Dwayne Wade. They were my favorite players. But as far as like work ethic, it was always modeled after that Kobe mentality, that Mamba mentality. So it was something that was huge for me.
Got you. So that's
and helped me for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think another side that that we should look at is Kobe. He worked very hard and he did. He did, like you said, he accomplished a lot. But then again, on the other side, he did also say how he didn't have a lot of time with his family and stuff like that. So I think you should definitely learn from his work ethic. Definitely have that where you're willing to push yourself past the point. But also remember, like I said, you don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow or you don't know if you're going to... Your plans are going to be fulfilled the next day, so you have to just make sure that you're living your life for. You're making memories because that's the only thing that people will have about you after you go.
Right.
So I mean, Kobe, I think he had 3 years of not working, and he was retired, or
I think 3 or 4 years out of his retirement.
Yes, I heard that he was just doing a lot with his kids and stuff like that. So now they have memories of him
regular
after.
Stuff.
It's just it's regular stuff, and that means a lot to somebody that wasn't always there all the time because he was working so hard. So you just have to make
Even with the helicopter thing, ironically, he would take the helicopter because. When he would want to go to practice and he wanted to drop his kids off at school and spend time with his family, he wanted to avoid that traffic in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
So he would take the helicopter so that he would be able to go do his workout in the morning, come back, spend time, bring his kids to school and all this stuff. And it was funny that you mentioned the family stuff because I remember I heard someone recently was like, Vanessa, his wife, was like, hey, and I guess it was just such a boss mentality, and you got to find somebody that matches you if you're gonna be like that, crazy as far as work ethic like Kobe. But she was like, yeah, you better be winning championships. Don't make all these sacrifices and come out here without championships. If you're gonna be making all these sacrifices, win championships, or else we got a problem. Because there's no reason you should be putting in this much effort and not taking home the end goal. So exactly, that's something that is something that you always want. Just somebody that believes in your goals and like wants you to get, understands that, there should be balance in life. But if you have to do this and this is your career for 20 years, and this is a sacrifice you have to make, like bring home the bacon.
Yeah, just make
don't
do it for nothing. Because then if you did it for nothing, then that's sacrificing for nothing. His children are missing their father for nothing. So if he's not winning championships, doing what he has to do, then that is a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a problem, and I completely agree with her on that. But yeah, like I said, so you just have to make sure that you're not just staying into the work, because life isn't about work. Life is about the experiences that you have. You have to just remember that all together. Like at the end of it all, nobody's gonna remember you for the work. Well, no, I don't know. Well, I mean, you can say the work ethic. And you can say the work ethic,
and probably like how mainly like how they made you feel.
Yeah, exactly. It's the emotions that you inflicted upon them that they'll remember, because, like I said, memories are the only thing that they'll have left of you.
Right. I mean, the records are always going to get broken. So,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just make sure you're definitely take the mama mentality to whatever degree you can possibly do. I don't know how far you can do that if you want to wake up at 4 a.m. and do all that. But also take the other side of the mama mentality where he took time and he wanted to always have those memories and create those stuff with his kids and just enjoy life. Because I think that was even one of the clips that I saw. That's what he had said. He was like, just enjoy life. Don't let things bother you, phase you too much and stuff like that. So I like how he had two different aspects of work hard to achieve what you want, but also make sure that you're enjoying life. Because work is still
a hard
work.
thing to do. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. Like, be the best dad in the world and also be the best, like, career-driven person. Like, it's one of the hardest 1-2 punches you could possibly do.
Yeah, but it's a necessity for just quality of life. All right, so appreciate you guys tuning in for another podcast Sunday. We'll definitely have more like this, the more freestyle, just speaking our mind type stuff like this.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so appreciate Terrence, as always, coming out to the podcast Sunday. So I mean, I'm out. But so appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day. As always, peace.